Reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Lifting up his eyes to heaven, Jesus prayed, saying, Holy Father, keep them in your name that you have given me, so that they may be one just as we are one. When I was with them, I protected them in your name that you gave me, and I guarded them, and none of them was lost except the son of destruction, in order that the scripture might be fulfilled. But now I am coming to you. I speak this in the world so that they may share my joy completely. I gave them your word, and the world hated them, because they do not belong to the world any more than I belong to the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They do not belong to the world any more than I belong to the world. Consecrate them in truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, so I sent them. And I consecrate myself for them so that they also may be consecrated in truth. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Good morning again, everyone, and happy Mother's Day to all of the good women out here. You know, in this morning's paper, in I think the 5th section, the living section, the headlines were "Treat Mom Like a Queen." And hopefully that's what we can do, not only today, but I think we should do it every day of the year. Mom should be treated like a queen. However, today's a day that we remember in a special way all of the mothers, the grandmothers, stepmothers, godmothers, all of the married and unmarried mothers, young and old mothers, living and deceased mothers. We remember them in a special way today. You know, I think, first of all, I think it's fitting that Mother's Day is celebrated during the month of May for a couple reasons. One might be that, you know, May is traditionally, for us Christians, May is traditionally the month of our Blessed Mother. And during this month, there are several feasts to the Blessed Mother. Also, May, maybe not here in Erie, but May is usually the time of the year where nature comes to life. The grass, the trees, the leaves. Mothers have a way of giving life in many, many ways. You know, and another thing, in today's, I think it's fitting that today's second reading from the first letter of John, we read the line, "If God loved us, so we should love one another." And how fitting that is for today, because I think it would be difficult to find anyone more than a mother who exemplifies the virtue of love. You know, not that fathers don't love their wives and their children, but mothers have always exhibited a real heroic love and courage and sacrifice for their families. They have a special ability and talent to love and to forgive, despite their many disappointments, their many heartaches, all the things that they have to go through in their lifetime. Mothers are always there, always strong. So today is the day that I think we should take a few moments while we're here in church and thank God. Thank God not only for our loving, caring, sacrificing, and endlessly forgiving mothers, but thank God for all of the good women in our lives. Today's their special day. I'd like to leave you with a little story about Mother's Day. It's probably not worth taking this much time on it, but I'm going to do it anyway. There was this family that mom and dad, and they had 2 young sons, a 7 and an 8-year-old. A couple days before Mother's Day, the father gets his 2 boys together. He says, "Now look, you guys," he says, "Sunday is Mother's Day. And we have to make that day a day of rest and relaxation for Mom, a day of peace where she doesn't have to do all kinds of work. I want you guys to make sure you behave. I want you to help with the dishes after dinner, help set the table. We're going to do everything we can to make Sunday a day of peace and rest for Mom. And by the way, I think he tells his sons, I think that you should decide what you want to give Mom for Mother's Day, little gift. So anyway, the two boys get together and they decide that they're going to empty their piggy banks of their allowance money. They put their money together and they go down to Dad and they say, will you on Saturday, will you take us to the flower shop so we can buy some flowers for Mom? Dad said, fine. So they do that. They go to the flower shop and they come out, they put their money together and they come out with this real nice gardenia plant. So the next day on Sunday after dinner, Dad gives Mom a little gift and then it's the boys' turn. So they go up to Mom and the older one, the 8-year-old, the spokesman, he says, Mom, we got this little plant for you for Mother's Day. We used our allowance money, and she was really ecstatic. And then he says, you know, Mom, we felt really bad because if we would have had a little bit more money, we could have gotten you this big wreath of flowers that had a big ribbon on it that said, rest in peace.